Planet Earth. It's big. It's over 6,000 kilometres in radius, and 70% of it is water. This means that there are many remote places. Here are some of the remotest. This group of islands' alternate name of the Desolation Islands gives us a clue about what it's like. Part of the Kerguelen Plateau in the Indian Ocean, the Kerguelen Islands are 3,300 kilometres away from the nearest populated location of Madagascar and is in fact inaccessible by air as it has no landing strip. Instead, visitors must take a 6-day voyage from Madagascar by boat, traversing rough seas and high winds. The Kerguelen Islands are home to about 100 scientists, although it isn't all that desolate. Inhabitants enjoy a gym, library, and a local pub. Pitcairn Island is well known for its role in the mutiny on the Bounty in 1789, in which crewmen aboard HMS Bounty seized control of the ship and settled on the island. Islanders today are mostly descended from just 9 mutineers from that event. The Pitcairn Islands themselves consist of 4 main islands and are spread across hundreds of miles. Only the largest, named Pitcairn, is inhabited, with a population of just 57. Pitcairn has no air access and only one paved road, aptly named the Hill of Difficulty due to the steep incline. Because of its inaccessibility, people visiting Pitcairn for longer than 2 weeks require a licence from the mayor and a letter stating that they are in good health. There is no real emergency healthcare on the island. It's not a good place to have a heart attack. However, the irregularity of transport to and from the island means that visitors often stay for longer than 2 weeks whether they like it or not. Tristan da Cunha is the most remote inhabited place in the world. The nearest inhabited place is the island of St. Helena, lying 2,430 kilometres away, and the nearest continent, Africa, is 2,800 kilometres away. So how do you get there? Well, there's no airstrip, but you can take a 6-day boat from Cape Town, either on a polar research ship or a fishing boat. 40 kilometres from Tristan is the uninhabited and aptly named Inaccessible Island, so named for its sheer cliffs and forbidding terrain. Despite its name, you can actually visit if accompanied by a guide from Tristan da Cunha. Kind of close by, in the terms of this video, is another of the world's most isolated islands, St. Helena. In the southern Atlantic Ocean, St. Helena is home to 4,255 people, lying 4,000 kilometres east of Brazil and 1,950 kilometres west of Namibia. The RMS St. Helena holds return trips from Cape Town, which take around a week and include a stop-off at Ascension Island. St. Helena has only just received its first international airport, opened in May 2017, but prior to this it was far more difficult to access. With a population of just 452, Itakotormit is located on the east coast of Greenland. The population of Itakotormit has been decreasing since 2006, with residents emigrating to more populous locations. Access is by helicopter or plane, with boat visits only possible in the summer months due to the sea being frozen over for 9 months of the year. The average July temperature for this place is 0 degrees Celsius. It's definitely a chilly place to be stranded at any time of year. Okrug is located in Kamchatka Krai in eastern Russia, an area that is well known for its general emptiness. But Okrug is like no other. Its population is 0.1 people per square kilometre. That's 1 person for every 10 kilometres. In fact, a huge earthquake struck the region in 2006, and there were barely any casualties and no fatalities due to the fact that there really isn't a lot of people here. Omicron is also in Russia, but in the nature of this video is of course nowhere near Okrug. In fact, it's a 20-hour drive from the nearest city. With a population of 521, Siberia's town of Omicron holds the record for the lowest temperature ever recorded in a permanently inhabited place, at -69.2 degrees Celsius. Alongside the relatively nearby town of Verkhoyansk, Omicron holds the title Pole of Cold in the Northern Hemisphere. The southern one is in Antarctica, which means the place on Earth where the lowest air temperature has been recorded. Bouvet Island is an uninhabited volcanic island in the South Atlantic Ocean and is thought to be the most remote uninhabited island in the world, as opposed to Tristan da Cunha, which has people living on it. It is located in the sub-Antarctic and is at the end of the Mid-Atlantic Ridge. The closest inhabited place is Cape Agulhas in South Africa, which is 1,400 kilometres away and will take a very, very long time to sail to. With cliffs up to 500 metres high, Bouvet Island truly is inaccessible, except for probably a helicopter from a nearby ship, as it is possible to anchor offshore. It's 93% covered by a glacier, and the whole island became a nature reserve in the 1970s. While Bouvet Island is the most remote place in the world, Point Nemo isn't really a place. It's a spot in the Pacific Ocean that is 2,688 kilometres from the nearest land, making it the most remote anywhere on the planet. If you happen to be on your own at Point Nemo at the exact time that the International Space Station was flying directly overhead, you'd be closer to those astronauts up there than any person on Earth. Talking of the ISS, Point Nemo is also known as the Spacecraft Cemetery, due to the fact that space agencies around the world send their decommissioned aircraft there from orbit. Far away from landmass, shipping routes and human habitation, old spacecraft can be carefully guided into the sea and drift down onto the seafloor. The International Space Station itself is scheduled to meet this watery fate in 2028. But why else does this need to happen in such a remote area? Well, when the Russian spacecraft Mir hit Point Nemo in 2001, its 135 tons of debris were scattered across a trail that was 1,500 kilometres long. That's the same distance as it is from New York City to Florida. It makes you feel small, doesn't it? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.